Thank you, Froik and Dahlia, for your willingness to answer our questions.
Realize that you're undecided about your future here. After you hear me, you'll understand that there's nothing better than life on the kibbutz.
Whoa, Froik, not so fast. Not everything here is perfect.
Maybe before we start, we should watch 2 videos together. After watching the first video, what about kibbutz life has changed compared to the days of the founding generation?
In the past, everyone worked on the meshik. That making a living was harder because of that, but it reinforced the social ties between the members. Today, most kibbutzim have been privatized. Every member can choose where to work and his salary is not automatically deposited into the joint kibbutz account. In addition, everyone used to eat in the dining room and the kids were brought up communally.
In the early years, the kibbutz also filled a security role. Many kibbutzim were built along Israel's borders. In those days, agriculture had a high status. Working in the falcha was the biggest honor. Agricultural work, especially when done along the border, had an aura of bravery. People here were proud to do hard manual labor and give up their personal property. Everything belonged to everyone. We put the radio we got from my parents, who lived in Tel Aviv, in the dining room so that everyone could enjoy it.
Froik, you mentioned the communal child rearing. Let's watch a video that's based on a book written by a woman who grew up on Kibbutz Yehiam.
Communal child rearing was founded on the principle of equality, which we believed in with all our hearts. The kibbutz assumed communal responsibility for the needs, education and care of the children, from infancy to maturity. On most kibbutzim, the kids slept together in children's houses and were under the care of caregivers and night watchwomen. The kids went to their parents' homes in the afternoon hours. In those days, the kids would work on the kibbutz as part of their educational routine. There were no tests or grades in the schools.
Rearing was the thing that bothered me the most about the old-day kibbutz. We're lucky that it no longer exists. Only in unusual cases, such as on Kibbutz Degania Aleph, did the babies and kids sleep in their parents' homes. I actually liked the work-study combination, but expecting children and teens to always give up their individual desires for the general good, and not having any toys or clothes that belonged only to you, and not being able to pursue any dream that didn't fit in with the kibbutz's plans, that I didn't like at all.
Let's watch a nice video that really makes you want to stay on the kibbutz forever.
What are the advantages of living on the kibbutz?
The ability to enjoy nature and a relatively laid-back lifestyle. Knowing that I'll never be alone and there will always be friends who will take care of me if needed. Those are clear advantages. Also, raising children on the kibbutz is a huge pleasure. They can run around on the lawns, meet easily with friends without making any plans in advance. I especially like the joint celebrations on the kibbutz. The Shavuot holiday on kibbutz has long been an Israeli attraction, and we gladly welcome guests from all over the country.
The principle of equality has not been in existence on most kibbutzim for a long time, but community life has been preserved. We hold great celebrations on the holidays, we tend to the outdoor areas together, and find time to talk with one another. And we also learn lessons from the past. Today, after most of the kibbutzim have been privatized, you can study whatever profession you choose, work in whatever job you want, and, most importantly, the kids are much closer to their parents.
Is life on the kibbutz founded on mutual responsibility?
In the beginning, the kibbutz made mutual responsibility the center of life. We lived like an extended family and took care of each other in all aspects of life. We all had to do kitchen and laundry duty. When someone got sick, there was always someone to take care of him. We would be together for holidays and Kabbalat Shabbat, and no one ever had to be alone. I'm glad to feel mutual responsibility nowadays as well. Both old-timers and young people are part of a vibrant community and care about each other.
There were difficulties from the beginning. The important principle of mutual responsibility wasn't always implemented in real life. For example, some kibbutz members worked harder than others. I'd like to add that mutual responsibility requires a fair social approach. But, in practice, there were always people who remained on the sidelines. On the other hand, the supportive social environment can still be felt. Most kibbutz members are glad to participate in different committees and work for the greater good.
Thank you so much for devoting time to us and for your candor. You've given us a lot to think about.